So, a couple of months ago, I was putting my son to sleep. Same boring routine. Teeth brushed, hair brushed, bottle with a story, and then rock him to sleep. My partner and I take turns. So, this night, it was my turn. So, we had a nightly routine, and I was rocking him to sleep. Had music playing and singing to him. He had his head resting on my shoulder and was just staying there, enjoying my horrible singing. Then he raises his head and looks behind me. Then he changes his side and looks down behind the rocking chair. He does this for a couple of more times and I thought to myself, something must have caught his eyes. I told him to stop being silly and lay back down. As he laid his head down, I felt a cold breath on my back of my neck. My son then lifted his head and laughed while looking behind me. I got up and looked for rational explanation, but I could find one. There was nothing. I tell this story because tonight something similar happened to my partner, and he's skeptic when it comes to ghosts and whatnot. We had done the normal bedtime routine, nothing out of the ordinary. So my partner read our son a story while he had his bottle. When my partner was rocking him while singing, he swore he heard a childish giggle coming from behind. He, being skeptic, ignored it and continued to rock our son. A few minutes later, he heard it again, and our son responded by laughing. Then he heard once more, before he put our son back to his cot. He came out and told me what happened, freaked out. I checked out our baby monitor, and there were orbs floating around. I know some people don't believe in orbs, but I wholeheartedly believe they are spirit's energy. Also, my brother lives with us, and he is up at night, and he is a son talking to himself. He is only a year old, so it's more baby babbling than anything else. But yeah, I believe children can see what we cannot. When I was in 7th grade, I would experience nausea, vomiting, and extreme sleepiness after spending the night at the house of this particular friend. Let's call her Irene. This friend, also female, lived with her parents and her brother, who was 5 years older than us. After about 5 to 6 times experiencing these symptoms, my mom apparently noticed a pattern and set me down to ask if I was drinking alcohol at Irene's. I remember laughing at that question because I never even tasted alcohol at that point in my life. But my mom's question was super serious. I told her no, and I thought that Irene's multitude rotten pets made me feel ill. This sounds suspicious to my mom, so she didn't let me spend the night at Irene's house anymore. But I was still allowed to spend the night at my other friend's house. One night, I was with a group of my friends, and we had a movie night at the Irene's house, and then went to spend the night at my friend Sarah's house, where I had a sleepover many times without any problem. The next morning, I came home sick, nausea, vomiting, extreme sleepiness, and my mom took me to the doctor to get checked out. She told the doctor that she believed me when I said that I didn't drink alcohol. Apparently, the doctor was incredulous, ran a blood alcohol test on me, which came back at 0. He said that they could test my blood for GHB, but if I ingested the substance, it would no longer be detected in the blood. Given the circumstances, he informed my mother that I was likely drugged at Irene's house. Since that, there wasn't enough evidence to show who drugged me or press any charges. So my mom just banned me from Irene's house. I stopped going to Irene's house completely. And I have not experienced these symptoms since. After about 2 months of not going to Irene's house, her older brother messaged me on FB and asked why I never came around anymore. He told me he recorded some stuff on his DVR that I would like, so I should come over to watch them. I didn't know what to say, so I deleted FB. I never told my parents about this message, but in hindsight, Irene's older brother was likely preying on me.